Time now for the Educated Retirement Show with your host, Jay Kaplan. Jay discusses reverse mortgages and can answer your questions at 951-922-3532. Call lines are open at 951-922-3532. And now here's Jay.
Well, good afternoon and welcome back. I hope you have had and are still having a great week. And again, welcome to the Educated Retirement Radio here on KMET 1490 AM. And we're going to contemplate retirement and how to best prepare for that retirement and how to best stay successfully retired. That is, if you're working or not. Some of us would probably keep working whether we need to or not. I would, but some people have other things, hobbies. I think I have too many hobbies on top of that, but whatever. We keep rolling. So we have a great repeat offender today, and that's going to be actually a repeat performance by Phil Walker. And since he's going to get into a lot of items about finance and retirement, I had a lot of stuff I was going to talk about, but I got a feeling maybe I'll put that off because you probably will have had enough of that by the time the show is over. Not that there's ever too much, but we only want so much at one time. And as you know, the future is now because knowledge is power, and you have to plan now for then. And our phone number is 866-955-2233, 866-955-2233. And there it is visually, if we need it. And I'll take that now, and then we'll get to it. The website for this show and everything about the HECM, Home Equity Conversion Mortgage, is theeducatedretirement.com. Of course, also what works is theeducatedretirementradio.com, and for XXXX and giggles, we also have www.drhecm.com, Dr. Heckham, Home Equity Conversion, and give a look over there. I am almost completely, I think maybe completely up to date on the YouTube channel, so please head on over there, head over to the site. There's a link about halfway down the front page, and that'll take you to the YouTube station. And while there, please subscribe. That doesn't mean you don't have to hit the reminders or anything like that. Just subscribe. That helps me a lot. So I'm asking for your help in that. And then, when you want to see something, it's there, but never have to force you to anything. So there's a lot of great articles and a lot of really good videos on that website also. And there's also a blog that gives a lot of great information and republishes a lot of great articles and things like that. So take a look, please. And and also on that front page is a place to be watching this show live or in the near past, and all the other shows here on KMET that are sponsored anyway. Sean, are the others on there too? I forgot to look. I think I know it, but I'm not sure. The other shows, even the non-sponsored, the regular ones, they're there also, I believe. So
most of them, I think, yeah.
Yeah, okay, most of them are. So Let Grandpa Speak, whose show is here every Saturday morning at 9 a.m., and it is still the best way to start your weekend with a really great mood, a really happy mood. And he was nominated for 5 Emmys, and he actually won 3. So he's a real master at barbecue ribs. I think beef ribs more than anything, and that's a good segue into Daryl McCants, who likes to eat ribs and anything else that fits in his that opening in the bottom half of his face. And that's just about anything, I think. Anyway, he's a good friend. But He's actually a repeat offender on this show, and he's on every Wednesday at 4 p.m. And they always give a plug for this show by saying I am a part of his advisory board, along with Bill Morris of UCI, who's also been a guest on this show. And don't forget Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show here on KMET, Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. So we'll be done here at 5, and then you just stay tuned. A couple other shows in between, and then Ron will be with us. And I'm on his show about once a month, and I missed last month because of, I had other appointments that health related, but I'm back on a little bit later this month. And my question now, which I've been asking every time, and when does your home loan become an asset? Well, when it becomes a way for you to actually get availability to your equity without selling your home. And you have the ability to get that, but doesn't mean you have to take it. And what about my day job? I am at the Loan Source. My NMLS number is 384-565. Department of Real Estate is, actually there's a couple of zeros in front of this, but 792630. And I do not sell real estate, which I've said 100 times, but I like to stay on top of all of that. And I was going to talk quite a little bit, but I'm just in passing. I'll just say that I got some of this information from Heckham World, and it is getting more expensive to retire now because of raising prices, which we all know about, and interest rates. And I'll probably get more into that by next week or a little bit later if there's some more time. But I've got a lot of those facts that, Ron Siegel goes over all of these facts also. So there. So this is the month. The month of May has a bunch of month ofs, not necessarily day of, but months of. And it is American Cheese Month. A lot of people say American cheese isn't real cheese, but then again, I was kind of brought up on American cheese, no? Mm-hmm. And I like it. And God forbid Velveeta should be called cheese. It's cheese food, I guess. But anyway, it's, I like it. National Asparagus Month, and I do love asparagus. National Inventors Month. So get out there. Excuse me a moment. Get out there and start inventing, because it is National Inventors Month. And it's Older Americans Month. Now, I do not need to show you any pictures of what an older American looks like, because you are looking at it right now. National Egg Month. Well, okay. Now we're talking. This is something that I'm sure that Ron Siegel and Daryl McCants will get in right behind me on, and that's National Hamburger Month, National Photography Month. Wow, National Inventors Month, we go back there. Without the creativity of inventors, through the years, we'd still be traveling on horseback. Well, anyway, Johnny Carson said, if it weren't for Philo T. Farnsworth, the inventor of the television, we'd still be eating frozen radio dinners. Okay. Now, frozen dinners, they did have some American cheese in some of those things. And some of them had little side sections of macaroni and cheese. You'd have a main dish. You would have a dessert. I guess microwaves did away with most of those. So now there are microwave dinners. So did you know there's a National Inventors Hall of Fame, and it has induced over 600 individuals based on their invention, making a significant contribution to society, as well as other factors. So the NIHF is an organization that was founded in 1973 and operates a museum in Alexandria, Virginia, right across the river from Washington, D.C. And it was at first housed in the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office in Washington, D.C. It catalogs artifacts and documents and displays exhibits all year round, as well as offering educational programs that encourage future student inventors. And some of the inductees are Robert Adler, who invented the television remote control, which was actually first called the Space Command in 1956. And I guess that's true because it took care of the space between you and the television. I don't know whether they were wired at the beginning or not. I do remember some that were. Another of the inductees, Mary Anderson, windshield wipers, what she came up with in 1903, and George Claude, neon lighting in 1910. And I did take a class in neon sculpting and things like that, and really enjoyed it. That was part of the Museum of Neon Art in downtown Los Angeles. Then it was moved around. You know what? I got to look it up again to see where it is. I met some great people like Larry Albright through them, and I have to get back and find out where it still exists, because I'm sure it has to exist. Joshua Lionel Cowen, C-O-W-E-N, Cowen, he invented the toy train in 1901. So I guess Lionel was his middle name. That's where Lionel trains come from. George Eastman, photographic film in 1884. Thank you, George. Peter Carl Goldmark, all right, invented the long playing record, or at least he's given credit for that. And as you all know, that has helped push me into my habit, as we talked about a little bit earlier, that I'm hooked on long playing records. Although I do have a jukebox that plays 78s. You know, there's something about 78s that sound good, but that's for another show. Arthur Fry invented Post-it notes in 1968. Okay. Beulah, I like that name, Beulah the Witch. Now, Beulah Louise Henry ice cream freezer, 1912. Where would we be without an ice cream freezer? And Older Americans Month recognizes the contributions of older adults across the nations, and seniors have given back to their communities in a variety of ways. For instance, I have this show. No comment, please. They continue to volunteer and help in their neighborhoods, like schools, local libraries, tutor or teach, clean up parks, even work with soup kitchens. And if you're me, I have most of the soup before giving it away, but collect, serve, and prepare food for distribution. And ways you can assist senior citizens is to visit an assisted living facility, volunteer for events, or to be a companion. You can help in your immediate neighborhood also. It's also National Public Gardens Day. This is quite a day and month. May 6th is a chance to support Mother Nature and check out botanical gardens, museums, and zoos. And you know, we went through a big thing on zoos a couple of weeks ago. And we also, what was it, last week maybe, did we talk about the San Diego Wild Animal Safari, which I got to get out to again. That is so much fun. Public gardens are treasures, whether the gardens are in urban centers or in rural communities. Many are with free admission and some are not. Many gardens conduct research in the discovery of new plant species and have a role in protecting endangered plants. So gardens in your area may highlight programs such as plant conservation, water preservation, also preservation of green spaces, and home gardening. And you can check with the American Public Gardens Association's website and click on the garden map for your area, and it will show public gardens you can visit with information such as hours, directions, activities, available stuff like that. And I really like that. And just as we were getting on the air, the director, who also doubles as NASA Nellie, was saying we need to get over to visit Rogers Gardens, which is Rogers Gardens is a nursery, and everything there is for sale. But that doesn't keep them from being an absolutely beautiful place and a great restaurant, also right across the street from Fashion Island in Newport Beach. So it's a nice area for a little day trip or whatever also. And with that, I think, let me look up here. I think that the International Space Station is about to pass us by. Lower your thingy there. And NASA Nellie will be reporting on President Eisenhower and aliens. So take it away, NASA Nellie.
Okay, this is the story. The date, February 20th, 1954. Who? Dwight D. Eisenhower, the 34th President of the United States from 1953 to 1961. It is said that he had a strong belief in life on other planets. He was a former five-star general in the U.S. Army during World War II and was also keen on pushing the U.S. space program. The claim, Eisenhower interrupted his vacation in Palm Springs to make a secret trip to a nearby Air Force base to meet with visitors from other worlds. The details. The president was on a golf vacation, and after dinner that night, he made an unscheduled departure from the Smoking Tree Ranch where he was staying. The press said that he had visited a dentist the previous night because he had a chipped tooth while eating a chicken wing for dinner.
Chicken wing, okay.
The dentist,
was it spicy?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
The dentist story is alleged to be a cover-up. It's believed that he went to Edwards Air Force Base where he met with two ETs. There was telepathic communication. They offered to share their superior technology and their spiritual wisdom if he would agree to eliminate America's nuclear weapons. They were afraid we might blow up some of our nuclear technology, and that apparently does something to time and space and could impact races on other planets. Apparently, Ike declined. The claim is that sometime later that year, he reached a deal with another race called the Greys, allowing them to capture Earthling cattle and humans for medical experiments, provided the humans return safely at home. Sounds truly out of this world, but makes for a very interesting story. It is also said that he met the ETs at the Holloman Air Force Base in New Mexico, according to a former U.S. Congress and Pentagon consultant, Timothy Good, and there were witnesses. In agreement is Michael Sala, a former American University professor who now runs the Peace Ambassador program at the AU's Center for Global Peace. So what did the president really do? A man named Gerald Blight wrote a letter in which he claimed to have been at Edwards Air Force Base that evening on February 20th, where he saw Eisenhower. He said that he did see an alien spacecraft, 5 of them, and the aliens themselves. According to the declassified post-presidential papers from the Eisenhower Library, there were several notes acknowledging to the fact that the president had referred to UFOs. It mentioned a claim that the president had seen a UFO spacecraft at Edwards Air Force Base, and Robert Schultz, who served as an aide to the president, denied that he had any contact with UFOs or extraterrestrials. On December 5th, 1954, during a press conference, it makes reference to Eisenhower making a public comment on the subject of UFOs. It also makes a note that there was a telegram from G.W. Van Tassel to the president regarding the spacecraft convention at Giant Rock in California and requested an investigation of UFOs. The telegram was not answered by the president, but a comment from Sherman Adams, the White House Chief of Staff, said that it was respectfully referred to the Department of Defense for consideration and acknowledgement. Also stated under President's Personal Files series, a mention about his trips to California from Leon Davidson, who was a scientist and chemical engineer, one of the team that developed the atomic bomb. Note that your 1954 Palm Springs vacation created flying saucer rumors based on inspection of secret aircraft at the California base. An interesting fact about Leon Davidson, he devoted much of his free time to the study of UFOs. He convinced a congressional committee to force the Air Force to permit him to publish and distribute in its entirety the Air Force Project's Blue Book, Special Report number 14, the primary source book on their findings. Whether the claim is a fact or a fake, the thought of President Eisenhower having insight to the subject of UFOs and visitors from other worlds is interesting and has found its way over the years in articles and books and in TV shows on the subject.
And NASA Nellie, are you taking off again for outer space?
Yeah.
I'm listening. Oh, okay. There she goes. Just wanted to make sure we had her until she was well on her way back to the International Space Station. There were also rumors about Eisenhower actually went to visit some highly classified new airplanes or military planes, and that that could have been also the case, but so be it. As far as the first group of aliens, I guess that never happened because we never stopped testing atomic bombs and hydrogen bombs and whatnot. But I have read that some tests turn out to be much different atomic tests than expected. For instance, the first one, Trinity, was much, much larger than has ever been reported, really. And some of the very, very devices that were supposed to be really big turned out not to be that big. So there are, apparently, for reasons maybe we do or maybe we don't understand, I don't, there is a connection with the rest of the universe on how these things are, well, how they play out, say, in the universe that we know of. So in that, let's go on, and normally we would take a break now for our guest, but our guest is going to spend more time with us because it's such an important subject, and that will be during the second hour. So we'll go on and do some of our coffee drinking and nostalgia section, which I hope some people do look forward to. And that is to go through people's birthdays, famous people's birthdays, maybe not so famous. But anyway, Lance Hendrickson was born yesterday. That was a pretty good movie. Anyway, born yesterday, that is on the 5th, 1940, which makes him 81 years old, which is, my God, that's even older than I am. And I'm sure you recognize the face, may or may not recognize the name, but there he be. And it's curling up on me here. Don't curl up, you're not that old yet. And here he is as a younger tyke. Show it over there to the other camera and back over here. And now here he is moving into the month of old folks. So he is now a member of the older American, or older, what was it? Older
Americans, older citizens.
Well, the old people. There he is. Still looks like him, though. Oh, we got another one there. Oh, here's like a poster to that program, Millennium, which I thought was pretty good. It was done by the same creator as X-Files. I didn't think it lived up to that. And of course, it came out during the time when, the millennium or the turn of the century was making a lot of people think that we were going into, we used to watch it. It was going into oblivion. But we didn't. We survived it.